Okay, so in this video, we're going to tackle ambiguous case for sign law. Okay, so there are cases where uh, triangles might exist or might not exist, or has two solutions or one solution or none at all. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so when do we get an ambiguous case, and what does it mean to have an ambiguous case? Okay, so ambiguous case happens when you're given these following conditions. Okay, so you have the first condition. If it happens that you're given with SSA. Okay, so what is SSA? You're given two sides and a non-included angle. Okay, non-included angle. Okay, so like in this scenario, so you have A and B here. Okay, and then an angle A. So you're given sides A and B and angle A. Next, if your angle A is an acute, so meaning it's less than 90 degrees, okay, then it happens that side A, okay, so the side opposite to angle A, given angle, is less than B. Okay, and aside from that, if it happens that A, okay, so A here, is greater than B times the sine of the given angle. Okay, so these are the four conditions so that we can determine that our given SSA or our given triangle might have an ambiguous case. So saying that it's ambiguous, so we are not sure yet if there is a triangle or if there is just one triangle, or there might be two possible scenarios for the triangle. Okay, so observe the drawing here. Okay, so if you try to look at this, either we have this triangle here, which is obtuse, or this triangle here, the right side, which is acute. So that's why it's called ambiguous. So we are not, because we are not sure yet which is actually possible. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. So here are some easy ways to determine if the triangle is an ambiguous triangle or ambiguous case. Okay, so number one, whenever you're using law of sine, and if it happens that sine theta, okay, so you solve for sine of the given is greater than 1, then no triangle exists. This is the reason behind this is that sine, okay, so sine should be between 0 and 1 only. Okay, so in our scenario, it's just between 0 and 1. Okay, number two, if you're using law of sines again, and if it's less than 1, so it's possible that there is an obtuse version, obtuse angle of this angle, okay, of the theta. Okay, so how to check? So you subtract theta to 180 degrees. Okay, so you have two. So your theta and your 180 minus theta, you have two angles. Then check if the sum of the second angle, okay, this angle here, sum of the obtuse angle, the given angle, if the sum is less than 180, then we have two solutions. So we're going to solve for two possible scenarios. However, if the sum is more than 180, then we only have one solution. Okay, so to understand, let's have some examples. Okay, so let's try this. Solve the triangle given C equals 82 degrees. Side A equals 11 and side C equals 7. Okay, so either we draw or we can actually list down our given. So listing down our given, so we have A, B, C, and we have, of course, A, B, C for sides also. Okay, so first, list down the given. So we have 82 degrees. Then we have A unknown, B unknown. So A here is 11, C here is 7. So unknown also. Okay, so of course this is law of sine. We're sure that this is law of sine because we have a pairing of an angle and a side. Okay, so let's try to solve for angle A. So using angle A, so we have sine A over A here equals sine 82 degrees over 7 here. Okay, I'll just do the shortcut na lang. So we know that A is 11, so cross multiply, so we'll have 11 here in the numerator. Okay, so first solving this will give us A equals arc sine of 11 sine 82 degrees all over 7. Okay, so where is the calculator? Calculator. So here's the calculator. Okay, let's move. Let's try. So we have shift arc sine of 11 sine of 82 all over 7. Okay, so uh, what actually occurs? It's math error. Okay, so the question is why? Why is it math error? Okay, so try to observe first. Let's try to solve this part here. This 11 sine 82 degrees over 7. So if we try to solve 11 sine 82, okay, degrees all over 7, take note that our sine is 1 point, sine A is 1.556. This is greater than 1. Okay, so this is greater than 1. If we try to go back a little, okay, so our sine, whenever sine A or sine theta or whatever we are trying to find, if it happens that it's greater than 1, no triangle exists. Okay, so in this scenario, we can uh, we can confidently say that there is no triangle. Okay, I just check. There is no triangle. No triangle exists. No triangle na lang. Okay. Okay, so let's have this example. So we have A, which is 88 degrees, unknown, B, unknown, angle C. So we have A equals 110. We have B, which is also unknown, and C, which is also unknown. Okay, so again, this is law of sine because we have a pairing of angles A and side A. Okay, sorry, so C is 54. So C is 54. Okay, so of course, we can answer angle C first before answering B, angle B and side B, because we have a given here for C. Okay, so we know that to answer angle C, we simply have sine C over C equals sine A over A. I'll just do the shortcut. So this will give us sine C equals 54 sine of 88 degrees all over 110. Okay, so I already cross multiplied. So let's try to check. So we have Where's the calculator? Okay, so let's try to check. So we have 54 sine of 88 all over 110. Okay, so it's 0.49. So hence, it is already safe to assume that there is a solution. Okay, so based on our previous discussion here, so it's already safe to assume as long as sine theta is less than 1, it is safe to assume that there is a solution. But the question is, does it have one solution or two solutions? Okay, so how do we go about it? So let's try to solve for C. Okay, so let's try to solve for C. So C is actually arcsine of this. Okay, so I'll just put arcsine here in the calculator. Okay, so we have arcsine, shift arcsine, shift arcsine, close parenthesis. Okay, so we have 29.38 degrees. Okay, I'll write 29.38 degrees. 29.38 degrees. Okay. Okay, so take note that this happens, so we can actually try to look for the other possible C. Let's say this is our C sub 1. So let's try to solve for C sub 2. So how do we solve? We simply get the supplement. Okay, so what's the supplement? So it's 180 minus 29.38. Okay, so using our calculator, let's have 180 minus 29.38. Okay, so this will give us 150.62. Okay, so take note, it's already 150.62. So if C2 is 150.62, and let's try to add our given angle here, 88. Okay, try to check if the sum, okay, so the sum is 238.62. Okay, so the sum is already 238.62. That is already more than 180. So if this happens, okay, this implies that there is no other value for C. Okay, so it's just C sub 1, no C sub 2. Okay, so just erase this one. So we have one C only. Okay, so if there's one C, you can proceed to solve for B. Okay, so on and so forth. So here, I'll just conclude, you continue solving this. I'll just conclude that there is only one solution. Okay, there's only one solution. Only one triangle. Possible triangle. How about this? Let's have example number 3. So I will not solve everything. I'll just actually try to determine if there are how many solutions, how many triangles, possible triangles. Okay, so we have A here, B, C. Okay, so we don't know what is A. We know what is B. Then C is unknown. So we have unknown side A, side B is 22, and side C is 30. Okay, so again, since we have a pair here, so we're going to use the law of sine. Okay, so let's try to look for angle C. So we have sine C equals, so I'll just do the shortcut. So 30, then we have sine of 40 degrees all over 22. Okay, so I'll just if you're actually you have practiced a lot doing law of sine, it's very easy to understand that I have already uh, cross multiplied side C here. This is actually sine B over B. Okay, so let's try to look first or check if this is less than 1 or greater than 1. Calculator. So we have 30 sine of 40 all over 22. Okay, so it's less than 1. Because if it's less than 1, there is a solution. So let's try to get the, sorry, it should be arc sine. Shift sine, arc sine. Then close. So what will be the value of C? So RC is 61.23. I'll just put it. So C is 61.23 degrees. But the question is it the only solution for C? Okay, is it the only solution for C? So how do we know again? Let's check. For the second value of C, it's just 180 minus whatever is your angle, 61.23. Okay, so it's 118.77, and take note that 118.77 is less than, okay, again, it's less than 180. Okay, so this implies that we have two possible values for C. We have 61.23. Okay, let's try to check first, sorry, plus whatever is your given angle, 40. Sorry. So this is still less than 180 degrees. So if it's less than 180 degrees, there are two solutions. Okay, so the first solution will be an acute, okay, acute triangle. Okay, so I'll just try to write it here. So this will be for the acute triangle. Okay, so this is for the acute triangle. And we have an obtuse triangle. Okay, where our C is actually 180 minus 61. 180 minus 61.23. Okay, so 118.77 degrees. I'll just take out this. Okay, so we have one. So our C here, so this is C sub 1 and this is C sub 2. Okay, so 118.77 degrees. Okay, so if we have C sub 1, C sub 2, meaning we have A sub 1 and A sub 1, capital letter A, this is A sub 1, and this is small letter A sub 1. So we're also going to solve for A sub 2 and small letter A sub 2. Okay, so let's first solve for the acute. Okay, so this is obtuse. Again, ambiguous case. If there are two solutions. One is acute, the other one is obtuse. Okay, so how do we solve? Using this solution here. So for A, we simply subtract 180 minus 40 minus 61.23. So this will give us 78.77 degrees. Okay, then solving for A sub 1. So we have using B, so we have 22 sine of 78.77 divided by sine of 40. Okay, so A sub 1 is 33.57. Okay, so this is the first solution. For the second solution, we still have we have. I'll just clean it up a little bit. Okay, so let's continue. So Again, we have 118.77. We got 118.77 by having 180 degrees minus this angle here, 61.23. Okay, so this is the obtuse solution, the green one. So it's the same. So we have 180 to find a sub 2. We have 180 minus 40 minus 118.77, which will give us 21.23. So this will give us 21.23. And solving for a sub 2, so a sub 2 equals b, which is 22 sine of a, which is 21.23 degrees. Okay, all over sine of 40 degrees, sine of b. Okay, so we have 22 sine of 21.23 divided by sine of 40. So this will give us a sub 2 being 12.39. Okay, so these are the two solutions for ambiguous case. Okay,